muscle, we can see about the different types of muscle cells. Different types of muscles available in the human system. Three main types of muscles are there in human cells, in the human body. First one is the skeletal muscle. That is what we are going to see in detail. This is nothing but a specialized tissue that is attached to bones and allows movement of the body. Second type is smooth muscle. It is located in various internal structures or internal organs, including the digestive system, digestive tract, uterus, and blood vessels like arteries and veins. They are called smooth muscle. The third type of muscle is called cardiac. A very special muscle. So this muscle is specific to the heart. Cardiac muscle. The name itself says you cardiac means heart. So it is specific to heart. So that is why it is called cardiac muscle. So now we are going to concentrate on skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscle, it is actually a voluntary muscle. Whenever you need, then only they will function. It's not involuntary, voluntary. Cardiac muscle is involuntary. Whether you like it or not, cardiac muscle will be functioning. It will be contracting and expanding. But voluntary muscles are not like that. When you think, when you need, then only they will contract. So they are voluntary muscles, which means that that we can actively control its function. The brain can control its function through motor neurons. So it is attached to the bone and it forms a distinct organ of muscle tissue and the blood vessels, the tendons and nerves that occurs that covers the entire bones. It covers our entire bones and allows movement of those bones. So the three main parts of the skeletal muscle are there. Skeletal muscle contains first one connective tissue, which connects bone, blood vessels, which connects the blood vessels, and nerves, neurons. So there are three layers of connective tissues are available. In this connective tissue, three layers are there: epimysium, perimysium, and endomysium. So skeletal muscle fibers are organized into groups called fascicles. That is, a group of skeletal muscles are called fascicles. Example for skeletal muscle. Take for example arms and legs. In arms and legs you have muscles. So they are the skeletal muscles. So the muscles which belong to the arms and legs, they do their work in pairs when you are moving and doing some activity. Then abdomen and back muscles. Abdomen below the chest, abdomen area. So these muscles refer to the various sets of skeletal muscles that run along with torso, even the movement of the abdomen. So moreover, this is for both the front and the back movement. Here you can see that muscle, structure of the muscle, skeletal muscle. In the arms, you have the muscle, and this is the muscle portion, the pink color one, and this muscle is connected with your arm bone, leg, that is your hand is there, bone is there, and with this bone the muscle is connected through a connective tissue called tendons. And this is the muscle, enlarged structure of the muscle. And this muscle bundle, see that you are having muscles are aggregated like this. Inside that you have several muscle bundles. So this one individual one is called bundle of muscle fibers, otherwise called fascicle. And in between these fascicles or bundle of muscle cells, you have got capillaries, the blood vessels and nerves. Blood vessels are blue color, green color are nerves, neurons. And one fascicle is having so many interior portions. This is one single fascicle, this one. In that you have several portions. These dots, and this is the connective tissue. Connective tissue which connects your muscle fibrils. The entire muscle fiber is connected through connective tissue. This portion, and one muscle fiber cell. This is one muscle fiber cell enlarged, and inside that you are having myofibrils. Myofibrils. So what are the three roles of skeletal muscles in our body? The roles of the skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles actually they maintain posture, your appearance, stabilize bones and joints, then control internal movement and generate heat also. Suppose you are standing on the top of the Himalayas where temperature is very low, muscles will generate heat energy. So in that place, muscles are helping to increase your body temperature. So the major functions of the skeletal muscle system, what are the functions of the skeletal muscles? They are actually responsible body support, like gives posture, stabilize the bones, joints, etc. Then facilitation of movement, body movement, legs and hands movement. Then protection of internal organs, storage of minerals and fat, and the blood cell formation. Bone marrow, where you see that skeletal muscles are connected with that, and where blood cell formation, where that in that also it helps. So coming to the structure of skeletal muscles, they are commonly called muscles. They are the organs of the vertebrate muscular system that are mostly attached by tendons to bones. So that is the bone and muscle in between that you are connected tissue, that's the tendons to bones of the skeleton. The muscle cells of skeletal muscles, they are much longer than in other types of muscle tissue and are often known as muscle fibers. In the previous diagram we said muscle fibers. So the muscle tissue of a skeletal muscle is striated one. You will be having line by line. It's called striated. They are having a striped appearance because of that striation due to the arrangement of the sarcomeres. So these skeletal muscles are voluntary muscles, already I told you, under the control of the somatic nervous system, under central nervous system. The other types of muscles are called cardiac muscle cells, which is also striated like this skeletal muscle, and smooth muscle, which is non-striated. They are not having lines. So both of these types of muscle, that is striated cardiac muscle, non-striated smooth muscles, are involuntary in nature. They will function without your knowledge. That's called involuntary. They are involuntary under the control of the autonomic nervous system. But skeletal muscle is under the control of somatic nervous system. So an individual skeletal muscle may be made up of hundreds or sometimes even thousands of muscle fibers bundled together and wrapped in a connective tissue which covers the entire bundle. So each muscle is surrounded by a connective tissue sheath, that outer layer called the epimysium. Then fascia, it is a connective tissue outside the epimysium which surrounds and separates the muscles. So if you take the skeletal muscle, the structure of the skeletal muscle which contains multiple fascicles, they are packed in a connective tissue bundle. So these fascicles are bundles of muscle fibers. Each individual fiber and each muscle is surrounded by a type of connective tissue layer of fascia. So muscle fibers are formed from the fusion of developmental myoblasts. They are formed in a process known as myogenesis. The formation of myoblast process is called myogenesis. So that process called myogenesis, it is resulting in long multinucleated cells formation. So in these cells, the nuclei, the multinuclei, they are termed myonuclei. and these are located along the inside of the cell membrane of the muscles. So muscle fibers, they also have multiple mitochondria to meet energy needs, because when muscles are contracting, expanding, they are doing some mechanical function. So for that, energy is needed. So that is why a lot of mitochondria is there in muscles, skeletal muscles. So for the conversion of ATP into energy, oxygen is needed. So that is why when you are doing muscular activity, exercise and all, you have to take more oxygen. So if oxygen shortage is there, then your muscles will not function. All problem comes to all the cells. That is why in severe corona infection, oxygen demand comes in the lungs. So muscle fibers are in turn composed of myofibrils. Myofibrils is the single units. Now we come to the myofibril part, that microscopic structure of that microfibrils, that microscopic structure. You can view this under the microscope, and that part of the muscle is called myofibrils. So the myofibrils are composed of actin and myosin filaments. Both are proteins, actin and myosin filaments. They are called as myofilaments. They are having, these myofilaments are having a repeated unit. Repeated unit is called sarcomeres. So sarcomeres are very, very important repeated units of the myofilaments. That is repeated units of myofibrils, actin and myosin filaments. So these sarcomeres are the basic functional and structural contractile units of the muscle fiber. Functional unit of muscles. These sarcomeres, that's the structural and functional unit of the muscles, they are necessary for muscle contraction. So a sarcomere unit, that is the basic unit of muscle tissue in both cardiac muscle as well as in skeletal muscle. We have sarcomere unit, but in smooth muscle, no sarcomere unit. So these sarcomere units, they appear under the microscope as striations with alternating dark and light bands under the microscope. So muscles are predominantly powered by the oxidation of fats and carbohydrates, but in anaerobic condition, in anaerobic chemical reactions are also used, particularly by fast twitch fibers. So these chemical reactions, they produce ATP, adenosine triphosphate molecules, that are used to power the movement of the myosin heads for the functioning of the muscles. Here you can see the ultrastructure of the muscles. So this is the muscle portion. You have the muscle portion. Bone is here. Bone is there. The tendon is connecting this muscle with the bone. This tendon. This is epimysium, outer coat. Fascicle, one fascicle. This is perimysium. Blood vessels are there in between, and inside this fascicle you have muscle fiber. You take one muscle fiber. This muscle fiber is having single cell multinuclei inside that, and inside that muscle fiber you have myofibril. This one unit is called a myofibril, and this myofibril is having light and dark bands when you view it under microscope. That is microscopic structure of this myofibril. And that dark and light regions of this myofibril is called one unit of sarcomere unit. That is the structural and functional unit of this muscle cell. Structural and functional unit of myofibril. So one sarcomere, that is enlarged here, dark and light regions. And this one sarcomere is having one layer actin filament, then another layer myosin filament, and this side you are having again actin connecting tissue. And if you take one portion of this area, if you enlarge that, you can see that portion. That's protein and the layer, where you can see that this portion is troposin, this is tropomyosin, this is the circle one is actin filament, and this covering chain is called, this chain is called myosin filament. So this is the thin filament, this area, thin filament, actin filament, that is enlarged here. So this myosin filament is enlarged here. It is having two heads. This is myosin head, stalk region, hinge region. This is another myosin. This is thick filament. This thick filament, myosin filament, enlarged here. So a myosin or actin cross bridge area. This is one. Here you can see that enlarged ultrastructure of skeletal muscle. This is bone. Muscle is connected with bone. Tendon is connecting tissue, connects the bone and the muscle. This is the entire covering muscle fascia, and it is covered by epimysium. Below that perimysium is there. Inside that endomysium is there. And you take one fascicle out of this muscle bundle, and inside that you are having axon of motor neuron is coming here. Motor neuron axon. Blood vessel is there. This is red color one. This is muscle fiber. From inside this fascicle you take one muscle fiber, and this is sarcolemma. That is plasma membrane of this muscle fiber. That is called sarcolemma. And this is the nucleus in the sarcolemma. And inside that you have got several myofibrils. And this portion, the gap, this covering is called sarcoplasmic reticulum. It is nothing but endoplasmic reticulum. In other cells it is called endoplasmic reticulum. In muscle it is renamed as sarcoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum of other cells is equivalent to sarcoplasmic reticulum here in myofibrils. And you have several myofibrils. Take one myofibril. These are all myofibrils. Take one myofibril, and that is having sarcomere unit, the structural and functional unit, which is having actin filament and myosin filament. This is myosin filament. This is actin filament. See that this myosin filament, actin filament. These are all the filaments. So you start from bone. This is the muscle, the entire muscle mass. Muscle mass that is going to become fascicles, muscle bundle, and the muscle bundle is having muscle fiber cells. These are muscle fiber cells, and these each muscle fiber, this muscle fiber is having one myofibril, and this myofibril is having filaments, that is thick and thin filaments, actin and myosin filaments. This is the ultrastructure of skeletal muscle. Same thing, ultrastructure of the skeletal muscle, relationship of a whole muscle and a muscle fiber. Muscle, tendon, bone, and you have fascicle, connective tissue is covering everything. Muscle fiber, it is a single muscle fiber cell, muscle cell. Take that single muscle fiber, and inside that you are having sarcomere unit. That is myofibril, it is having sarcomere unit. Light band called I band, dark band called A band. And relationship of muscle fiber and myofibril. This is the myofibril where you are having M line, M band, Z line, Z line, M line, Z line. In between Z line, we are having A band or I band. So I band and A band. This is H zone, portion of myofibril. This is one portion of myofibril. You take this portion, it is having cross bridge, thin filament, that is myosin, that is actin, thick filament, myosin. So take this portion, Z to Z, this portion, that is sarcomere unit, it is called sarcomere unit. This is the sarcomere unit, enlarged sarcomere unit. Here the sarcomere unit you are having thick filament, thin filament, that is myosin, actin, cross bridges are there. So cytoskeletal components of a myofibril, that is thick filament and thin filament. Then sarcomere unit is there. This is the sarcomere unit, another sarcomere unit, another sarcomere unit. In between, at the center of the sarcomere, you have M line, and this entire region is A band. This is I band. This M line region is H zone. This is Z line. And take this individual filament, thin filament, that is actin filament. It is having actin. You see that blue color one. It is covered by troponin, tropomyosin. And take this myosin filament, enlarge it. Myosin head is there. This is the head region of the myosin tail region. This is myosin tail. This is thick filament. So this is these two actin and myosin are the protein components of the thick and thin filaments. sarcoplasmic reticulum. You can see that this is the sarcoplasmic reticulum which is there in the sarcomere unit. Where in the sarcoplasmic reticulum, near to that, you are a mitochondrion is there. More mitochondria are located here. That is why energy is produced here in the sarcomere unit when muscle is contracting. This is a T-tubule, sarcolemma, thick myofilament myosin, thin myofilament actin. This is the myofiber. This is the microscopy of myofiber. This is enlarged portion. This portion, sarcomere unit here. I band, H zone, I band, and thin filament, Z zinc, myosin head, the actin filament. This is the relaxed position of the sarcomere unit. This is contracted position. At that time, myosin head will slide over actin head. So this is the myosin protein, tail and head. This head will be moving on the actin filament. So myosin binding site, this is the binding site of the myosin on actin. So when both are moving, muscle, the entire sarcomere unit will contract. So contracted position,